What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. My name is Takumo, aka Leo, and today we have another story time. Today's story is how I crashed the U-Haul at work on a fire hydrant. I have no idea what the title is going to be, but that is not the title. So basically, I have to explain to you what goes on in my job. I can't really talk too much about it, but I'll give you the gist of it. Basically, I work for a security company that transfers servers and cameras and other security type of deal. Anyways, this day where I crashed the U-Haul was a very basic day. So around the office, there's still a lot of construction going on because the office is still fairly new. So we had to buy a U-Haul because our box truck was literally boxed in one of the construction sites, and there's nothing we could do about it. They had just started laying concrete and we couldn't move the truck, so we had to go get a U-Haul. And guess who they sent? They sent yours truly, me. That's right. They asked me to get the biggest U-Haul I could find. I got the biggest U-Haul I could find. I made sure to put insurance on that bitch, by the way. I didn't slack there. I made sure I put insurance. Yeah, so I went back to the office, and as I was saying, there's a lot of construction, so what we would usually do is whenever there's construction, we'll just drive on the grass. Just drive on the grass. It doesn't really matter anymore. At that point, the grass was driven on so much that there's already patches of dirt that we're probably not going to get fixed. They're fixing it now, but that's besides the point. Anyways, we're driving through the grass. She was driving through the grass. And, it made sense to kind of drive the U-Haul on the grass onto the property of the office. So I drove the U-Haul onto the grass and everything was fine. I backed up the U-Haul into the loading dock and we loaded up whatever we needed to load up. And I said bye to my coworker and I was like, I'll see you later, buddy. And so I drove off. And as I was driving off, I was like, oh shit, I got to take a turn. I'm going to have to explain this in paint. So give me 1 second. All right, so hopefully this makes sense. So this is me, right? And I'm driving, boom. I get out of the loading dock and I come to the road. Right here, there's construction going on. And let's just do one of these here. Construction going on right there. And obviously there's nobody around. It's a weekend. I forgot to say that. It's a weekend, so obviously nobody's around. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go through the fucking grass. So this is grass, by the way. I did my best. I hope it makes sense. I don't know if it does. I drove through the grass, and as you know, this bitch is long as hell, super long. So I'm driving through the grass, and as I'm driving through, out of nowhere, fucking fire hydrant just spawns in and takes out the entire right side of the fucking truck. Not the entire right side. It wasn't that crazy, but it did puncture the tire in the front, and it fucked up the entire side, and like it's all dented in. And after that, it was a pretty funny ordeal what ended up happening. I kind of got out of the truck, and as I got out of the truck, the fire hydrant, they have like these, I don't even know how to explain them, like these nuts on the side of them. The nut on the side of it fell off, and bro, to this day it's still on the fucking ground. Nobody's fixed it, and I don't think it will ever be fixed. But yeah, I hit that shit, and as I hit it, I was just so mad. The truck was overweight, so since it was overweight, it just immediately went downwards. And as it was going down, well, right here, there is a little bit of a ditch, and well, you always had to kind of like, I don't know, I guess gun it so you won't get stuck. And yeah, I ended up getting stuck. So we had to call a tow truck. Tow truck couldn't get us out, which was stupid. Then we called U-Haul. U-Haul finally got us out, and they got us out. And then remember how I said about the insurance? Yeah, they didn't charge us anything. So all in all, everything was all good. Although everything was all good for me, the story doesn't necessarily end there. I wasn't the only dumbass to actually run over that fire hydrant with a U-Haul, funny enough. As a matter of fact, damn, I don't even know how I should say this, but the manager of that department also ran over that fucking fire hydrant with a U-Haul. So I don't really feel that much of a dumbass after hearing all of that. And I mean, overall, I think it's pretty funny. So that's the story, guys. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.